How to get started today. Before I end, I'd like to leave you with a few research methods you can try out right after watching this video. One is called self-immersion and the other one is what I call be a tourist at home. First activity. Markus Grohmann from Gravity Innovation Consulting, a highly talented bunch of people and friends right in the heart of Munich, will give you an example of how they use the self-immersion technique in their food thinking project.
So, the food thinking project was a project we emerged upon with Gravity. It was a self-initiated project, so we started doing it ourselves as a kind of point of view. Because we're very curious to understand the food market, understand things like current trends, perspectives that are happening, how people behave, and also how the food market will evolve in the next couple of years. And from this, we kind of did European research in Spain and Germany and the UK, visiting different kind of people who participate in the research. So from extreme users, from experts like chefs, from plain in-homes, people at home, but also visiting people who have kind of perspective to look ahead into the food business, who run restaurants, cook for restaurants, who plan restaurants, but also who run shops or buy and sell groceries. So this giving us kind of a holistic perspective on the food and things that might occur in the next couple of years. One of the most interesting things we did in terms of our research methods was something that we call self-immersion. In particular, we visited two people, Pepe and Anna, who are squatters. So they live in a house they took over in London, and they get all of their food, or the biggest extent of their food, by fishing it from grocery dumpsters, from dumpsters that are left behind supermarkets. So we met them. We didn't know what we were actually up to. The interview kind of went along, and then they proposed, okay, do you want to go dumpster diving with us? This is what this is called. So we went out with them, climbed over a supermarket wall, went into the bins, opened it up, and kind of followed them along through it. So at the beginning, we were a bit skeptical to what they were doing because they were picking everything out. But as it is, you have to try it yourself. So really went along, trying to get food out, like pulling it out, carrying it out, and then dragging it up to a pile and going with them through the whole experience and really understanding why they thought this was so interesting and why they were doing it. Rather than not for political reasons, but really because they thought they believed in that sense that they could really kind of shape a lifestyle with this. Plus, it could, also income-based problems. So the most exciting thing about self-immersion is that you're really in there. You really give everything to kind of understand how empathy works and how the person in that situation goes through the situation, irrelevant of the context. And by fully immersing yourself in their reality, you really get to very deep insights which kind of evolve around the core problem, but also their needs and also their kind of perspective. So what you have to do is, whenever you have the chance to do a self-immersion, fully dive in there. Don't be afraid of anything. Try it all out. And whatever the participants do, you do as well. Just follow them and follow their lead, and you're going to have a great time and learn a lot of things.
Human-centered design is about finding out how and why people are doing things and understanding what matters to them. And this is where your empathic and observational skills come in. You can start training your observational skills today. Gain a fresh point of view on things, or, as Tom Kelly says from IDEO, think like a traveler. Or as I say, be a tourist at home. Do you remember the last time that you went on a holiday trip? You were in this hyper-aware state where you noticed everything. You noticed that the street signs were different, that the way people were dressed was different, the bread was different. You noticed the way they served drinks was different. All these little bits of things that you noticed because you saw them for the very first time. And your brain was on this high alert in all these kinds of situations. And whatever it is that gives you this tourist attitude, try to turn it up all the time when you're doing design research. Because if you have a higher state of awareness, it will be easier for you to spot new opportunities and to have a more up-to-date point of view about human behavior. Capture them, whether that's on a blog, on a notebook, digitally, or as a photo in your smartphone. And all these observations and ideas are valuable inspiration for future projects. So remember this tourist mindset when starting to work on a new project. Go on and be a tourist today. So now you probably forgot everything I told you, but if there are 3 things you should keep in mind, then it's about human-centered design is about learning and understanding. Be a tourist at home and stay curious and open-minded.